Hello, everyone. Well, sadly, this is not going to be the usual kind of happier, more upbeat video that I like to put on this channel because recently I've had some news in my personal life and I have a bit of a health update that I wanted to share with you quickly in this video today. If you don't know me, just quickly, hello, I'm Stef. I'm a pilot here in Australia, and unfortunately recently I've been starting to struggle with some headaches. It got to the point where I thought I'd go and see my local doctor, who suggested that I go and get an MRI scan. And after reviewing the results of that scan with a neurosurgeon, unfortunately, the title of this video is not clickbait in any way whatsoever. Unfortunately, I've recently been told that I do in fact have a tumour growing on my brain. Brain tumour is a really scary phrase, and of course I was shocked when I was told that up front. But I've had a couple of weeks to digest this information and to find out a little bit more about my personal situation. And there are a couple of real positives working to my advantage right now. First of all, from the scans, they don't believe this tumour to be cancerous in any way whatsoever. And secondly, they also don't think it to be a particularly aggressive tumour either. So straight off the bat, those two things are really working in my favour right now. And on top of that, where the tumour is actually located on my brain is a relatively straightforward place to access. And I could leave it because I feel completely fine right now, but the tumour itself is slowly growing. And if I did leave it, it could potentially cause some problems for me in the future. So because it's relatively easy to operate on and to avoid those potential problems down the line as well, it has been recommended to me that relatively soon I do go into hospital and I do get surgery to remove the tumour from my brain. So you may be wondering what that means for my personal flying, and obviously that was one of the first questions I've been asking people as well as I've been learning more about this. I decided to approach this whole thing as I'd approach anything as a pilot, which is with a high degree of caution. And when I found out that I had a brain tumour, at that exact moment I decided to ground myself. I then spoke to the medical professionals and I spoke to CASA, who's our regulator out here, and they're a very helpful medical team who've been nothing but supportive so far in all of this. And between all of us, we were pretty much in alignment that until I have this surgery, it's probably not wise for me to operate as pilot in command of an aircraft. So I am officially grounded right now, but that by no way means that I'm going to be grounded long term. And in fact, very much a big objective of mine throughout this is to go through the surgery, to get this tumour removed, to go through a recovery phase and to come back stronger and healthier, and to work on a path at that point in the future for how I can get back in the skies and how I can get flying again. It's a big shock, of course. I mean, I'm not going to play this down in any way. It took me a little while for this to sink in. It kind of feels like it's happening to someone else, and it still does sometimes. But I'm really lucky in so many ways that I've got a beautiful and supportive family and friendship circle around me who've been nothing but caring and supportive to me throughout this whole process. There's also a wonderful medical team that I've been working with who've made this so much less scary than it otherwise could be. But I'm also lucky because I have you and I have this YouTube channel and your support through this camera that I'm talking at the moment, because the support you've given me in the past has given me the encouragement to continue to go out there and challenge myself and make the adventures that hopefully you've enjoyed, but I've really enjoyed making and sharing. And I know as I go on this new path, this new adventure, I'm going to be using this YouTube channel to some extent to also keep myself creative and to keep my brain occupied and to keep me motivated to be active. And knowing that I've got your support throughout this journey, even though the path that we take is maybe a slightly different one to what I was originally planning this year, means so much to me. It gives me strength and it gives me purpose. And those are two things that I really need right now. So to you, for sticking around with me and bearing with me as I go through this, genuinely, I'm really grateful to you for being there for me right now. Now, I'm not going to turn this channel, though, into some sad medical journey. Of course, I'm still going to be doing things. I actually have some flights planned. I won't be pilot in command, but I am planning to fly still before I have this operation. I've got some travel planned. And there's just stories that I still want to make and share with you on this channel. They just won't be of me sitting in the left seat of Echo Yankee Zulu for a while. And whilst obviously that's what I'd love to be doing right now, I need well, I've come to terms with this, but I really need to accept the fact that this is the path that I'm on right now, and accepting that fate and just getting on with it is really going to give me the strength to just move forward with purpose and move forward with positivity and just happily put one foot in front of the other right now and not dwell on it. One of the biggest things I've learned through this whole process, though, is that whilst this is huge for me, obviously it's like, it's all I think about when I wake up, and it's the last thing I think about before I go to bed. Of course it is. But the more you talk to people about what's happening to you, the more you realize that there is stuff happening to everybody. And whilst this might be my big thing, everybody else has their big thing as well. You watching this right now have probably got something on your mind that occupies a lot of your thinking too. So I've realized that I'm not alone in sometimes feeling alone, if that makes sense. And whatever you're going through, if you're watching this right now, you're not alone in that thinking either. You may not have a brain tumor. I may not have the problems that you have right now, but we're all dealing with something. And it's just reminded me to be a lot more tolerant and just being a lot more loving and caring to the people around me, and really trying to show a lot more gratitude for all the amazing adventures and all the positive things I've done in the past, and all the brilliant things I know I'm going to be doing in the future as well. If you're ever worried about something that's going on for you at the moment, please do me a favor and just go and talk to someone about it. I'm so lucky that I decided to go and see my doctor about a month ago, because we've caught this thing at a pretty good time. And if I would have left it any longer, it could have been a lot worse for me. So if you're ever unsure, go speak to a professional about it. But thanks for listening. I'll keep you as updated as I can with all of this. Big love to you all, and I'll speak to you again soon. Okay.